Let's go, baby.
Off the turn, they're 3 wide.
Battle for the lead as Hickok gets out of shape.
Bottom, shot, 3 wide.
He takes the lead back. Dynamite Racing.
After a long season, it all comes down to this. NAPA Championship Night is here, where possibly we decide our Final Four weekly division champions. So we're going to focus first in the SK Modifieds, where Kyle's standing by with the 2-time defending champion and point leader.
Fonz able to catch up with current SK Modified point leader Todd Owen, who is on an incredible streak of top 10 finishes here in this division, dating back the last year and a half. How much do you attribute that to luck on the racetrack, the race car, and the driver behind the wheel?
Well, I mean, obviously, luck has to play into your factor, and you know, you have to. I kind of contributed to be me being old and just me kind of been around and kind of let the race come to me and maybe have a little bit more patience. And obviously, things have definitely gone my way.
I know you don't like to talk points and championships, but I'm going to ask you about it anyway. How special would it be to clinch number 3 here tonight if you can do so?
I mean, it's obviously a incredible achievement for my team, the whole Chatcher Pro group, everybody that helps me. You know, obviously for myself too, it'd be something special. But it's kind of like a dream come true, and just got to go out and get the job done first.
The TC13 also tonight will be our nightcap. You're a former winner of that race. How special is that event for you guys in this division?
Well, it's obviously remembering one of the best, or if not the best here ever running one of these SKs. So to go out there and try to put a show on for the fans and do what he would do out there if he was going to put that race on. So obviously it's always a special event, and we'll try to do the best we can for sure.
Good luck here tonight.
Thank you.
That's Todd Owen looking for championship number 3 here later on this evening. Another former winner of the TC13 is standing by with Bonza.
Kyle, this paint scheme might be familiar to those who've been around for a while at Stafford. It's Keith Rocco's car is not the 22, it's the 78. And Keith, for those who aren't around as long as some who've been around for 20 years, why don't you tell us about this paint scheme and what inspired it?
I mean, it all goes back to Gene and Bridget Poulin, and obviously the passing of Gene Guy. Pretty special to run this number. The last year we raced together, the last 2 years we raced together, we went with this exact red with those numbers, and it was a heck of a 2 years we had. Our last 2 years we won a handful of races both years, and we won the championship the last year together.
So how did this idea come together? Where did the idea get inspired from?
It was actually our spotter's idea to do it, and then Dan and Mike took care of it, and Mike asked me where to get the numbers, and I remember going up to John Catania's on a Saturday morning and designing this with them guys, and he actually still had it on file, believe it or not. Yeah.
So here we are now. It's TC13 night. It's the second to last points race. The last time we raced, you finished second. What'd you learn from that race, and what more do you need tonight to get to victory lane in both the 40-lapper and the TC13?
You know, it's just getting in a rhythm. You know, just the way everything is this year. We've had a lot of bad luck, and you know, when things go right, this thing's always in the top 3, and it should realistically be in the top 3 every week. So we're going to give it everything we got tonight, and obviously it'd be a pretty special night to win for Gene Guy in this number 78, and obviously the TC13 race.
Have fun today.
Thank you.
That's Kid Rock, Keith Rocco, looking for his 3rd victory of the year in the points race and his 2nd ever win in the TC13. Now we're going to go to the SK Light Modified point battle, and Kyle standing by with one of our drivers tied for the lead.
Bond's able to catch up with George Bissett Jr., who goes into tonight tied in the championship standings for the SK Light Modifieds. How do you attack the 20 laps ahead here this evening?
It's just another Friday night for us. We're going to do the best we can. We know we're going to be starting top 15, so we're just going to take it one car at a time, and we're going after that 46 car, so that's all I'm worried about right now.
On paper, you have all the momentum in the world with the wins that you have had here over the last 5 weeks, a lot of podium finishes. Do you believe in momentum?
Absolutely. You know, just trying to keep your nose clean, stay out of trouble, and you know, just the momentum helps. You know, the wins, the seconds, you know, coming from the back and just staying out of trouble, and it's a good kick in the ass, if you can use that word. it's going to be a lot of fun tonight, and we're going to enjoy every lap. So.
What would a championship in this division this year mean to you as a former champion in our street stock division just a handful of years ago?
I'm going to say what everybody else says. It's going to mean the world. Just to go out there and win a SK Light championship in a modified, just period, any championship at Stafford is unbelievable. I don't care if it's street stocks or SK modified. It's an achievement that I've done once, and I'm looking to put my name on the record boards one more time.
Best luck to you here tonight.
Thank you. I'm going to need it.
It's George Bissett Jr. tied for the championship lead in the SK Light Modifieds. Let's hear now from the driver that he is tied with Bonzo.
Kyle, Brian Sullivan has won an SK Light Modified title before here at Stafford, but that one, the point gap wasn't as small as it is now. It doesn't get much smaller. You're tied coming into this event. When you look back on the last 3, 4, 5 races, how have you felt about the car? What can be better? What have you liked about it?
Definitely, we've been trying a few things with the setup that not necessarily were working. So for tonight, we just threw all that out and just went back to basics for tonight. So pretty confident for tonight. We'll see how it goes in the first practice. So just back to the older notebook and back to sometimes you instead of reinventing the wheel, you just got to go back to the basics. So we should be in good shape for tonight. In the years past, sometimes a big point lead is not necessarily a good thing. You're in the mind your whole time. You're counting numbers and counting positions, being tied, and knowing that you just got to finish ahead of each other is the goal. So I think that's pretty. It takes some of the math out of the equation. Other than if we both get wrecked and Chapman wins. But you never know. We just got to stay ahead of George tonight and finish in the top 5.
A couple years ago, you had a very tight points battle with Derek Debus and Alex Pearl. You came up a little short in that one, but similar situation. What do you learn from maybe that points battle to help prepare for this one? The last 2 features for finales have gone caution-free.
Well, I would go caution-free tonight. I think we should start ahead of him, so caution-free tonight would not be a bad thing. Those were tight point battles too, and there was some times during the race I was ahead of them, and then we had a couple of late restarts and stuff like that. So, and I think it came only down to losing. Oh, we tied actually. I think we tied, and he won by the tiebreaker. But yeah, so whatever I learned from that, I got to be a little more aggressive tonight, and we've had a good year no matter what, and we'll just keep doing what we've been doing. We're here to win, and the main goal is we made some changes on the car. We want to be better. I just want to be better. I'd like to go out and win the last race.
What would it mean for you to be the second driver in Stafford history to win 2 SK Light titles?
It would mean a lot. This is probably, like I said, my last full year of racing full time. So to go out with the championship in my last full season would mean the most to me, and not necessarily the 2 championships, but just going out with a championship would be something.
Have fun today.
Thank you.
That's Brian Sullivan. He won the championship back in 2020. He's looking to get it done again in 2023. Now we'll switch over to the limited late model point battle, and Kyle standing by with the leader.
Bonza Jeremy Lavoie comes into the limited late model final race of the season with a 16-point lead. You have been in this position before. How do you manage wanting to go for the win and managing the point gap here later tonight for 20 laps?
I think our teams kind of think we got the lineup figured out. I think I'm going to start 5th. Kevin's going to start 4th. I think Matt's going to start 6th. So definitely going to try to use that inside position and try to get to the front as soon as I can. And just kind of maintain where I'm at. I know where I got to be. And, we're going to go out there, try to finish all the laps this year and see if we can't finish within 7 spots of Matt. And, we'll be able to party tonight.
How would you characterize your last, say, 5 years here at the racetrack? Because I feel like every year we come down to this championship race. You're a contender. You were a year ago. You're a 2-time champion a few years back. Been a pretty good streak for you guys.
Yeah, we've been really consistent. And, it just shows, my family's hard work and dedication on this car. And, we got a really good car and we've been consistent all year. So, nothing's changed in preparation of this race. We prepared the car the same. I come in the same, same mentality. And, we're just going to do our best. We've been very consistent the last 5 years. It was unfortunate events last year, but like I said, this year we're going to try to finish all 20 laps and see if we can't come out on top.
That's going to be my final question, is how nice would it be to finish this one off tonight after what happened a year ago when you were in this almost same exact position and the car broke?
Yeah, the piece that broke last year, we put a whole new rear end in the car. So it's all beefed up, a little beefier than last year. We double checked all the welds this week, none bolted it meticulously. So we think we got a really good car on hand, and I know we're going off right before the TC13 shootout. So may have a little fog later and some moisture on the track or on the windows, but we're going to prepare the car the same, and we're going to use practice in our heat race as a a gauge for adjustments, and hopefully we'll have a really fast car tonight.
Good luck here tonight in the feature.
Thank you very much.
Jeremy Lavoie looking for championship number 3. Let's hear from the driver who is chasing him now, looking for his first championship in the limited late model, Sabanza.
Kyle's sitting 16 points behind Jeremy Lavoie, as you can see on the back of his shirt. It's Matt Clement, the 59 team, coming off a win a few races ago, a comeback run the last time we were out here. You told me off camera that you feel like you've had the best car all year long. What has been the key? Because it's your best year to me since 2019, when you were also fighting for a championship then.
Honestly, Bones, it's been confidence. I've been in the division going on 10 years now, and they say it takes 10 years to get good at anything. So I feel like we have the car underneath us now that we haven't had in years past. 2019 feels like an eternity ago at this point with all those wins, but I've been trying to live up to that season every year since, and it's just been a confluence of factors here. The setup, the guys that I have working on the car, my dad, my family, all my sponsors, we've all just come together and said we're not going to give up, we're going to keep going to the front.
Now, going back to 2019, which was ages ago, yes, you were fighting for the championship, fell a little bit short, but you won the season finale. How does that approach change now, 4 years later, from what you've learned? How do you approach things tonight, knowing that you have a chance once again?
We're going to go out there and do the same thing we did in 2019. We're going to get real aggressive. At the end of that race, I moved Dwayne out of the way for the win. Wasn't very subtle about it. Do I wish I could take that back? I like Dwayne, absolutely not. We're out there. The only friends that I brought with me are the people who came in the pit gate with me. I have respect for the people around me, but we're going to end up at the front of this field tonight, and we're going to have to put Jeremy in a position to be on his A game if he wants to keep that championship crown.
Now, y'all are the second to last race. You're the last regular lap feature before the TC13 shootout, so it's going to be a lot cooler. You're not used to racing that late in the day. How do you think the track's going to be?
I think it'll be way different than what we've been running in lately. The track definitely likes to tighten up here towards the end of these race nights. But if last year was any inkling of how this is going to go, Jay and I were on the podium 2 out of the 3 last races of the year. The setups just really came into their own once it gets cool out. So I'm confident that we're going to be up there with a shot for the win tonight.
Well, have fun tonight.
Oh, I will.
That's Matt Clement looking for win number 5 on the year to end the season and maybe get his first Stafford Speedway track title. It's time to go racing. It's NAPA Championship night with Ben Dodge on the call.
Well, thank you very much, Bonza, and we welcome each and every one of you for the crowning of the champions. It's been an interesting season that we've just witnessed by looking at the board and reliving the excitement of our champions, who some have already received the honors, but for others, tonight is a night that they will remember. And there's all kinds of other little battles going on. It's not just about winning a title. It's about maybe finishing in the top 5 or maybe even finishing in the top 10 or top 15. We have waited a long time for this, and Mother Nature has not been kind to us at all on Friday nights, and hopefully she will be kind to us this evening. Kyle Rickey, the voice of the Motor Racing Network, is alongside, and Kyle, the pit area is abuzz because a lot of individuals have prepared for this event. They've been talking about it. This is not normal. Usually a championship night, it comes in a row right at the end of the season, but that's not the case tonight.
A little extra time to prep, a little extra time to think about it for the drivers that are involved in the championship battles, like several that we heard from just a moment ago in our preview for Kevin Gambacorta.
Yes.
He already clinched the championship in the late model division a couple of weeks ago, so he'll continue his celebration on later this evening and not really have to worry about points here tonight for the first time this season. Don't forget tonight also the TC13, which was also weather delayed from earlier, I guess, last month now, back in the month of September. The TC13 will take place here tonight, and we'll wrap up our race program as we continue to honor the legacy of the late, great Ted Christopher.
We also want to mention that due to the fact that we might have a situation with the weather coming in, the gentleman who's in charge of the paddock area, Mr. Tom Fox, has decided to make a great call, and that's eliminating qualifying heats for 2 of our divisions, the limited late models and the late models this evening. Just as we say that, coming onto the Speedway is our first qualifying run, and it is our street stock division. And starting at the point in this one will be car number 55. That is the Anytime Nutrition SK Property Management's machine from Chicopee, Massachusetts for Brandon Warren.
Outside of the front row, car number 49 from Somers, Connecticut, the Tile Chief and Floor wall coverings entry for Jason Raymond.
Row number 2 to the inside, Charlie's Towing brings us car number 37 from Columbia, Connecticut for David Masha Sr.
Fourth starter, car number 69 from Belchertown, Massachusetts, the Vanished Valley Brewing car for Bill Cody.
Next we go to the number 7 machine. That, of course, is car number 7 for Jeff Aslin from Granby, Massachusetts, the All-Star Duck Solution car.
Sixth starter, car number 84 from Ellington, Connecticut, the J&J Trucking sponsored car for Burt Willett.
In the 7th starting position, 4 rows back to the inside, it'll be the Stafford Veterinarian Center. Number 44 from Stafford Springs, Connecticut. Welcome, if you would, Rob Sears.
Eighth starter, car number 11, one of our championship contenders in the street stocks from Woodbury, Connecticut, the Haidar Construction Inc. Chevrolet for Travis Haidar.
And starting in the 9th starting spot is car number 88, and that's Kyle Johnson, starting back in row number 5.
Returning the competition tonight, car number 16, starting 10th from Chaplin, Connecticut, the Busy Bees Learning Center sponsored car for Walt Hovey.
And then we'll go to the number 5 machine, Pete Kerr out of Bristol, Connecticut, driving the Blitz Black Motorsports car.
And car number 26 will round out the field from Pennsylvania, the RaceDayCT.com sponsored rent-a-race car for Andreas Bogie.
So there you have it, round number 1, about to go into the record books. Laps will be 5, qualifying transfer positions for the handicap will be 7. They come rumbling off turn number 4. Get ready, it's showtime here at Stafford. Championship night, and car number 55 gets off to a quick start, and that is the Brandon Warren machine. Warren out front, but already the battle is on for the 3rd spot as they head down the back straightaway. Slips up just a bit. Bill Cody tries to take it back. We've got a side-by-side bid, Kyle, for the 3rd position.
Cody looking to the inside, to that spot. It's going to be Burt Willett to the outside in the green number 84. And Willett will take that position away. Here comes Travis Haidar beginning to make his way toward the front in car number 11. Looking for another championship here later tonight, but will have his hands full with a driver that we'll see in our next qualifying race. Talking about Ryan Waterman, of course, in the 31. Here they come back off of turn 4. Another lap in the books. 55, Brandon Warren continuing to lead, and a healthy lead at that over this ongoing battle for second.
And while that battle is going on, Burt Willett, who started with one car, went to a different. Now he's got this car, and this car looks really racy. Willett is in second. Jason Raymond up to the 3rd position, and right behind him is Travis Haidar. Haidar reels in on the back bumper, takes a peek at the inside. Thinks twice of it. He'll move to the outside. Battle is for 3rd as they rumble off the turn. Meanwhile, the 69 of Cody is in there for position number 5. Here comes Travis Haidar. Purple and yellow number 11, going, gone. He'll move in to take over 3rd.
White flag is up, 1 lap to go in this 5-lap opening qualifying event of the evening for the street stocks. Brandon Warren leading back to turn number 1. Over Burt Willett in second. Haidar is up to 3rd, watching the battle for 4th between the green 49 of Jason Raymond and the 69 for Bill Cody.
Here comes the black and whites. It will be the story in round number 1. Brandon Warren led every circuit with car number 55. Burt Willett was the fastest car on the racetrack. He'll finish in 2nd. Travis Haidar to finish in 3rd. Jason Raymond to finish in position number 4. And finishing in 5 will be Bill Cody. 2 more cars will make the handicap.
Jeff Aslin in car number 7 finished in the 6th spot. David Masha Sr. in the 7th position in car 37. Then it was Walt Hovey in 8th, Kyle Johnson in 9th, Pete Kayer in 10th, Rob Sears in 11th, and Andreas Bogie rounding out the 12-car field.
Well, round number 2 is backstage and about ready to come rumbling onto the racetrack. If you've just joined us or you're tuned in and watching us, we invite you to this evening, the crowning of the champions, a special presentation by your local NAPA Auto Parts stores. We remind you that the distance is 5 laps for the street stocks. Again, we're looking for 7 more cars. And here's how they're scheduled to start round number 2. car number 00 from Hamden, Massachusetts. The Bobby Burner Services car for Bobby Wilson will start at the point.
Outside of the front row, car number 15 from Ware, Massachusetts. The Dustbuster duck cleaning car for Sean Petlock.
Car number 80 will be on the inside of the second row, and that is the Back Roads Smokin' Barbecue Machine from East Hartford, Connecticut, Tyler Trott.
Fourth starter, car number 42 from Barkhamsted, Connecticut, the PJ Ladola and Sons electrical contractors car for Travis Downey.
3 rows back, position number 5, the Rico's Pizza car for a very talented driver from Stamford, Connecticut, car 71, Marvin Minkler.
Sixth starter, it's the 01 from Agawam, Massachusetts, the Holyoke Dental Associates and Beaver Camper Service Chevrolet for Johnny Walker.
Here's a guy that had an amazing victory in the season early with the 7th starting car, number 94. Driving from the New York Sports Show entry, the rental race car from Goshen, Connecticut, Chris Danielchuk.
Current point leader will go 8th, a driver that's had a lot of amazing victories this season, and that's why he is the championship leader coming into tonight. Car 31 from Danielson, Connecticut, the Fairway Mortgage Mike Rogers team sponsored car for Ryan Waterman.
Car number 81 will start 9th in the grid. That is Brent Gleason in the 5th row.
And rounding out the 5th row, starting in 10th, car number 13 from right here in Stafford Springs, the Charlie's Towing entry for Matt Martell.
And starting in the scratch position, driving car number 22, picking up at the rear of the field in this one. And we've had a little bit of a change. We believe this is Kevin Forts taking over that ride. So here we go. Lights off on the safety vehicle provided by Wheeland Engineering. First name in light sirens and safety services used throughout the world. Here they come. Mike looking them over as they come rumbling off turn number 4. This is round number 2. If you've just joined us, welcome to Championship Nights presented by NAPA Auto Parts. Deep into turn number 1, there's no question about it. It is going to be a side-by-side battle off turn number 2. Travis Trott looked racy there for a while, but let's see what's going to happen as they rumble down into turn number 3.
Tyler Trott will take command of the event. Here comes Travis Downey along with him to the inside, and car number 42 up to the runner-up spot. Walker has his hands full all the way up the front straightaway by the number 31. That, of course, is Ryan Waterman, the championship point leader, coming into tonight.
Well, Ryan Waterman has been so racy all season long. Car 31 is quick, but Tyler Trott is even quicker as he dominates coming off the turn. Single file, the top 5 positions. 6 is the hot spot, and that, of course, is the number 71 machine right there in contention as the clock still ticks away as Marvin Minkler sets in 6 and now being challenged by Chris Danielchuk for that final handicap preferred spot.
About to have a battle for the lead as they come off of turn number 4, and it's going to be among 4 cars. Tyler Trott, the race leader, has company in Travis Downey, Johnny Walker, and Ryan Waterman. 1 through 4 groups right together, and here comes Brent Gleason up into the 5th spot in the 01 car.
Travis Downey took a peek to the outside, said, no way, it doesn't work there. Back into formation, nose to tail, Johnny Walker. Smooch to the back bumper, no love affair there. White flag is out, 1 circuit to go.
Gleason in the 81 in 5th, chasing the 01 for Johnny Walker, who has a rearview mirror full of Ryan Waterman right now in the 31. But at the point, it continues to be Tyler Trott showing the way. Here comes Downey looking to make a move off turn 4.
As they come rumbling back to the line, this time the checkered flag is out. Tyler Trott will take down the victory. Travis Downey on his heels to finish in 2nd. Johnny Walker for 3rd. Ryan Waterman for 4th. Brett Gleason to finish in position number 5.
Just outside of the top 5, Chris Danielchuk in 6th, Marvin Minkler 7th. Then it was Sean Petlock, Bobby Wilson, Matt Martell, and Kevin Forts. The finishing order of our opening round of, or our opening division of qualifying here at heat race number 2 for the street stocks.
Well, coming up next will be our SK Light division as the point battle there. We've heard about it, and it is an impressive one. There's no question as you look at the course of the 2023 season. Brian Sullivan has been there, and it has been a torrid battle between him with George Bissett, Tyler Chapman, Alexander Pearl among the top 4 positions there. But right now it's time to give you the starting lineup and one of the great all-time veterans in this division will be starting at the front row, and that is car number 87. That's Joey Farino. Out of East Hartford, Connecticut, the Metro Garage Door Machine.
Outside of the front row, car number 76 from Ellington, Connecticut, the Constantine Paving and Sealing car for Ron Nitford Jr.
Feature event win to her credit, driving the Propane Plus Casella Waste Machine. Rick Fuller owns the automobile from Auburn, Massachusetts. Car number 2, Megan Fuller.
Fourth starter, car number 35 from Ashford, Connecticut, the Tolland County Foundation replacement sponsored car for Josh Morrison.
3 rows back to the inside. This young man proved himself well in 2023. The Busy Bees Learning Center. Christina Hovey owned car for Nick Hovey out of Chaplin, Connecticut.
Last year's champion will start from the 6th spot, car number 18 from Griswold, Connecticut, the Pro Systems integration entry for Tyler Berry.
Contender in the top 4 in points, car number 7, the Darling Auto Parts Machine. Jeff Pearl, his dad, owns the car from Salem, Connecticut. Alexander Pearl.
8th starter, car number 52 from Waterbury, Connecticut, the Pettit Racing Engine sponsored car for Anthony Farino.
And starting in the scratch starting spot, car number 77, Chris Bagnell out of Norfolk, Connecticut, driving the Brian Bagnell construction car.
And at his outside, car number 28 from Newtown, Connecticut, the Connecticut Bounce House, providing the sponsorship for Zach Asklar. 10 cars in this opening heat race. 3 heats, 30 cars on tap here tonight for the SK Light Modifieds.
And they head down into turn number 3. They have had an incredible 2023 season. We saw the biggest field of cars at one night, 42 cars assembled in the SK Light division. Going, gone, as the green flag comes quickly out and all the way down into turn number 2. Joey Farino looks like he is the guy that is the man to beat at the front of the field in this one. But the big question is the side-by-side battle for second. And it is Megan Fuller on the inside, slipping back into the 3rd position. It is Ron Midford.
Midford in 3rd, Hovey up to 4th. Fuller trying to track down race leader Joey Farino at the front of the field as they fan out further back. Here comes Alex Pearl to the inside in car number 7. Take that 5th spot away as they come back off the corner to complete 2 of 8 laps. Morrison to his outside in car number 35.
And now Tyler Berry is in the 7th spot. That's not in the comfort zone by any stretch of the imagination. Story is now Zach Askler, car number 28, trying to move in and reel in and close up the gap. They rumble off the turn, back down to the line, side-by-side battle for position number 4. Here comes Pearl to the bottom, black and neon numeral number 7. Who's the tail that wags the dog there? It is Berry. The defending champion works his magic into the top 5 as they rumble off turn number 4, Kyle. We've got a great battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th.
All of this halfway home, 4 down and 4 to go. They are racing mid-pack. They're racing at the front of the field. Meg Fuller looking outside and in on race leader Joey Farino, who leads up the back straightaway. Fuller letting them know that she is there. Battle for the 4th spot. Once Morrison out of shape, shoots up the racetrack, keeps it off the wall. Will stay green. He will fade to the tail end of the field.
Well, there's no question. Back up front, Megan Fuller is all over the back bumper of Joey Farino. Takes a lot to rattle Farino. He's got a lot of laps on this racetrack, but Megan Fuller is showing that she's got Fuller blood in her veins, as she has been a contender all season long.
Picked up her first feature win last month, running top 10 in the championship standings, and looking for a heat race win here in the final couple of laps. Looking again to the outside of Farino in turn number 3. Here comes Pearl, bottom shot move to the inside of the corner for position number 3. Car number 7 will take that spot away. We'll move the Ron Nitford car back to 4th into the final lap.
Well, Megan tries again to reel in on the back bumper of Joey Farino. Up on the wheel, power move, she can reel him in. Here comes the Berry car to the inside to try to challenge Pearl for that 3rd position. Checkered flag is out. Joey Farino led each and every one of the circuits. Megan Fuller nipping at his heels. Alexander Pearl to finish in the 4th spot. Tyler Berry to finish in position number 4, and Nicholas Hovey to round out the top 5.
Zach Asklar backslid finished in the 6th spot. Ron Midford backslid in the final lap and a half to 7th. Josh Morrison in 8th after that bobble up in turn 3. Then it was Anthony Farino and Chris Bagnell, the top 10.
Well, now we move to the second SK Light qualifying event. The Akari Motor Sales number 55 will be starting at the point from Somers, Connecticut for Paul Akari.
Second starter outside of the front row, car number 74 from Greenville, Massachusetts, the SK Property Maintenance car for Brandon Michael.
Car number 42 will be next on the inside of the second row. It will be the Joining Technologies car from New Hartford, Connecticut, Stephen Kalajanis with car 42.
Fourth starter, car number 51 from Norwich, Connecticut, the SAB Tree Experts car for Matt Brewer.
3 rows back to the inside, McKinney Construction Company, the Rory Westone car from Colchester, Connecticut, car number 15 for Amanda West.
Sixth starter, car number 46, one of the championship contenders from Tolland, Connecticut, the Monaco Ford entry for Brian Sullivan.
Seventh starter will be the Lakeshore Benefits Group machine. Ed Shikoski is behind the wheel from New Hartford, Connecticut, car number 45.
Eighth starter, car number 34, coming off a top 10 finish a couple of weeks ago from Oxford, Massachusetts, the Absolute Group of Companies car for Dalton McCarthy.
Now let's take a look at the final row. Car number 41 from Ellington, Connecticut, Chapman Apartment Homes, Casella Waste Machine for Tyler Chapman.
And then rounding out the top 10, car number 07 from right here in Stafford Springs, the Goff Motorsports car for Austin Goff.
So there you have it. The field is about ready to commence. This is round number 2 of 3 qualifying rounds for our SK Light division. Following the conclusion of this event, we'll go to the fastest division of the night, our own, the SK Modified division. Joining us tonight on pit road will be Dave Barabald, who'll be covering the pre-race festivities as well as a salute to the winners and the champions.
He's got all the stories here coming up later on this evening for Dave down trackside as we get set to go back under the green flag here. Heat race number 2 for the SK Light Modifieds coming off of turn number 4, down for a start. Paul Akari, the race leader, as they'll set sail into turn 1.
Paul Akari just decided to go racing here at Stafford a year ago, making his debut. To the outside, Brandon Michael, a graduate from our street stock division. Keep your eyes on the Monaco Ford machine, that neon orange car, trying to thread the needle through traffic. There isn't one lap in the record books, but they are racing hard as they come back and cross the stripe. Meanwhile, Stephen Kalajanis is also becoming a factor in this one. He's improved each and every time out, Kyle. But look at Brian Sullivan, just like he said in the interview tonight, he came to race and he brought his A game.
A lot of these drivers out on the racetrack now. Wasn't that long ago they were behind the wheel of carts here on Monday night on the mini mile here in the infield. Showing well now, drivers like Matt Brewer, Dalton McCarthy in the 51 and the 34 in that snarling pack of traffic from 4th on back. That also includes Amanda West in the 15 who gets shoved up the racetrack mid-pack by Tyler Chapman in the 41, who goes to her inside.
Now Chapman squeaks by to the inside. Dalton McCarthy was right there. No harm, no foul. Meanwhile, Amanda West got hurt while they were loading the race car, and that has been a little bit of a problem for her early today in the paddock area. But back up front, let's look at the battle for 2nd and 3rd. And it looks like Paul Akari has adjusted himself well. When you can run ahead of Brian Sullivan here in this division, you are doing something, and he's doing just that. 4 cars, make it 5 cars. Nose to tail now. Here comes Amanda West charging to try to take over that 5th position. It doesn't work. But for Chapman, a whole different story.
Amanda West wanting to bounce back here tonight after leading so many laps a couple of weeks ago, running in the top 5 and then getting involved in that incident over on the back straightaway right at the front of the field. She's looking to work that 15 into the top 5 off turn 4. 2 laps to go for the race leader, Brandon Michael, who is well out of frame as they go back to turn 1. He has about 15 or 20 car lengths over Arcari in 2nd. Sullivan in 3rd. Sullivan about to be in the 2nd spot as he makes a move to the inside in turn 3.
Sullivan did a brilliant crossover move, forcing Akari to take the high lane. Who's there with him? Tyler Chapman moves into the 3rd spot, car number 41. Trouble now. Akari's good run all of a sudden ends with misfortune. 360 spin. No points on the Olympic scoreboard for that. As they come back to the stripe, checkered flag is out. Brandon Michael with a convincing win. Ryan Sullivan, the same can be said for second. Tyler Chapman for third. Stephen Kalajanis to finish in the fourth spot. Amanda West for 5, but we still have the remainder of the field not in the preferred handicap.
That includes Matt Brewer in 6th unofficially, with Dalton McCarthy in 7th, Ed Chikoski in 8th, and Paul Akari after that spin on the final lap, crossing the line as we speak to finish in that 9th position.
Well, the SK Light Qualifier number 3 is coming up next. A young lady who's had some really good runs this season, driving the Foxwood Resort Casino car. From Westbrook, Connecticut, car number 09 for Cassandra Cole.
To her outside, car number 70 will start from the 2nd spot from East Longmeadow, Massachusetts, the Mayberry Material Handling car for Wade Gagner.
And then it's car number 21. This young lady has also turned in some good runs, the Arizona Roofing Machine. From Walcott, Connecticut, the Sammy Anderson car.
4th starter, car number 98 from Coventry, Connecticut, Lincoln Tech providing the entry for Norm Sears.
Wicked Power Sports brings us car number 1. This gentleman's going to make a major contribution to a great cause here at Stafford later in tonight's program. From Stafford Springs, Connecticut, Bob Charland.
All-time winningest driver in this division will start from the 6th spot, car number 29 from right here in Stafford, the Vernon Chevrolet sponsored car for Chris Matthews.
Chapman Apartments, Casella Waste, My Three Sons Racing from Ellington, Connecticut. Car number 44 for Jason Chapman.
8th starter, car number 75 from Windsor Locks, Connecticut, the Ferrari Lawn and Landscaping car for Casey Vogt.
In the 9th starting spot, he is the man to beat in the point standings. Velasco Roofing and Sheet Metal Machine. George Bissett Sr. owns a car from Danbury, Connecticut. Car 39 for George Bissett Jr.
And rounding out the 10-car field, car number 5 back behind the wheel for a second consecutive event. Steve Mitford behind the wheel of that number 5 car here tonight.
So there you have it. This is our 3rd and final qualifying round on this a special NAPA night, the crowning of the champions here at Stafford. As the field is coming off turn number 4, lights remain on apparently. Now they shift off, and we should be ready to get things fired back up. Cassandra Cole, Wade Gagner, a gentleman who is responsible for the success and a lot of smiles on young people's face, is the man who is in the outside of the front row for Monday Night Racing. But he'll tell you on Friday nights his favorite thing to do, and he'll smile from ear to ear, is competing here. He never thought he'd have a chance again, and he's done it all season long and really done quite well for himself.
Told us at the beginning of the year it was going to be a very limited schedule for him. Was just going to run 5 or 6 races, and he found himself running each and every Friday night here at the Speedway. Starts on the front row here as he comes off of turn number 4. He's in the outside lane as Cassandra Cole leads the field to the inside, turn 1.
And while she leads the field, Sammy Anderson looks for the same real estate on the racetrack. She tried to move down to the inside of Wade Gagner. Gagner says no way. He slams the door. And going to the outside is Norm Sears, 3 wide, as Charland makes the Timex timely move to the inside and tries to take over the 4th position from Sammy Anderson. Back up front, battle is for second, Kyle.
It is for the 2nd spot. Gagner has it. Here comes Sears to the inside. Gagner goes way up the racetrack. That'll open the door for Charland on the bottom to take the 3rd spot away in the number 1. Now Jason Chapman goes to the inside of Sammy Anderson for 5th.
Sammy Anderson tries to pull it down low to the inside, works her magic there. Now the big story here is to keep your eyes on George Bissett Jr. Remember, he must be in the top 5 positions here if he wants to start up front, and starting position is key. You remember what these gentlemen said in the pre-race activities, and look out, because right now we've got 5 cars contending for positions that are among that preferred starting spot.
Yeah, you want to be in the top 5, but he also wants a race car that's undamaged. And right now, he is in quite the pack of traffic with cars bouncing off each other. A couple of cars getting together with Gagner and Anderson. Sammy Anderson taking that 5th spot away. Gagner in the outside lane now has Bissett to his inside. Matthews just behind him, so it is tight racing mid-pack for about that 5th and 6th position on the speedway.
And now it is Bissett who's all over the back bumper of Sammy Anderson. Position number 5 is where the action is on the racetrack. Meanwhile, Chris Matthews, surprisingly enough, he's not in one of those top 5 transfer spots. He's one of the all-time greats here. 2 laps to go, 1 mile left. Pulling out of line to the inside of Charland, 2 red cars. Charland gets on the throttle first. Jason Chapman has to settle back in. Not over with yet. Less than a half a mile. Look at Bissett. Bonsai moved to the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's got position number 5. But all over him is Matthews on his back bumper. He literally reeled him in so fast he had to get on the binders as they come off the turn. Final time, Kyle. Who's going to be in position number 5?
Sammy Anderson in the outside lane. George Bissett Jr. in the inside lane. And all of this racing well behind the race leader and winner, Cassandra Cole, who will take down the race win. Watching the race for 5th, and it's going to be Bissett by a nose over Sammy Anderson.
Cassandra Cole clicked off the quickest lap of the race. Norm Sears in for 2nd. Bob Charland did a good job to finish in 3rd. Jason Chapman for 4th. And that very, very aggressive run for 5th. The scorebooks will show that George Bissett was the big winner there, who will be out of the handicap, Kyle.
Yeah, he knew what he had to do to put himself in a handicap and not jeopardize the car. Bissett in 5th. Sammy Anderson will finish in the 6th spot. Chris Matthews in 7th. Casey Vogt 8th. Wade Gagner 9th. And Steve Midford completing the 10-car field.
Okay, coming up next, the fastest division of the night in this NAPA presentation. It will be the SK Modified division. Car number 24 will be starting at the point, and that'll be from Hamden, Connecticut. The Ballyhoo Farms machine. Neil Flynn owns the car, and Mikey Flynn sets behind the wheel.
And to the outside of the front row, car number 3 from Oxford, Massachusetts, Casella Waste Systems, providing the sponsorship for Troy Talman.
Keep your eyes on this talent. They call him the pride of Italy, the Wheelers Auto Service Machine. John Emania Rafano owns the car. From North Haven, Connecticut, car 88, Marcello Rafano.
Last year's TC13 winner goes next. Car number 82 from Wolcott, Connecticut, the New England Turf, Eastport Feeds, PT Watts car for Mike Christopher Jr.
The Bulls Chrysler Dodge Jeep Casella Waste Machine. Tommy Bowles owns the car from Ellington, Connecticut, car 76, Stephen Chapman.
Car number 78 will go next. A new look for this driver from Berlin, Connecticut. The Horsepower Hill Farm car for Keith Rocco.
Then it's the Hummel's Hot Dog Machine, starting 7th on the grid. Driving the John Hummel, Farmington, Connecticut driver, car number 11 for Corey DiMatteo.
To the outside of that row, car number 97 from East Hartford, Connecticut, the Burnham Farm sponsored car for DJ Burnham.
Car number 85 is up next, and he returns to the competition. Eric Burt will be sitting behind the wheel of that machine, the Primary Services Group. And of course, that car, part of Petty Cash Racing and Tick Mike.
10 starter, car 12 from Windsor, Connecticut, the Caruso Racing car for Art Caruso.
And starting scratch, driving car number 63, it is David Flania Jr. out of Waterbury, Connecticut, in the D&D Racing car. Here they come.
Green flag is up. We're underway. Outside lane gets to jump for Troy Tallman. Top side builds a run onto the back straightaway with Mikey Flynn to his inside. Flynn will suddenly find himself in a race for the 2nd spot with Mike Christopher Jr.
No question about it. Christopher tries to go quickly to the outside. Point of the arrow is the Talman machine. Meanwhile, car number 78, Keith Rocco, is making his presence known in a tribute car to Jean-Guy Poulin, who we lost just a couple of weeks ago. Our condolences goes out to Bridget, his wife. He did a lot for so many people here at Stafford.
And is confident that car can win here tonight, not once but twice, looking for a win in the 40-lap feature and then looking to bounce back with a win in the TC13. 4th right now, and challenged by Marcello Rafano all over his back bumper. Battle for 2nd just in front of them. Here is Flynn back to the inside of Mike Christopher Jr. for the runner-up spot.
There's no question about it. It's a bid for second, side by side. Up on the wheel, it is Michael Christopher Jr. Mikey Flynn just clicked off a very quick lap, but Troy Talman is the fastest car in this qualifying event. Single file, top 5, nose to tail. That's where you want to be if you're going to move to the big dance. Meanwhile, Michael Christopher looks to Talman's inside. Bold move to the bottom of the racetrack. Can't do it. Pulls in tight now. Tries to make the move down to the bottom. Meanwhile, the 24 machine of Mikey Flynn tries to power his way to the inside, Kyle. We've got a new second place car as well.
Lots happening through the field at the front and toward the back. Mike Christopher Jr. goes to the point. Here comes Mikey Flynn up to second. He wants more. One car slow and dead in the water. That's Marcello Refrano off of turn number 4. Slow and maybe not under power as he goes to turn number 1. Keith Rocco, meanwhile, takes third from Talman in that stack up. Top 4 looking to race to the checkered flag.
As they come back to the stripe, white flag is out. Keith Rocco moves the Michael O'Sullivan and Sons prepared car into the 3rd spot. Down the back straightaway, Michael Christopher. Isn't it ironic that Christopher seems to come to life on TC night? How appropriate. Comes off turn number 4. Checkered flag is out, and Michael Christopher will take down the win. Mikey Flynn will finish very strongly in second. Keith Rocco in the Jean-Guy Poulin Tribute car will finish in the 3rd spot. Troy Talman is 4th, the early leader, and Corey DiMatteo in the point hunt will round out the top 5.
And Eric Burns making his debut in that 85 car here tonight in the 6th spot. Eric, a 22-time winner here at the Speedway over the years. Then it was Stephen Chapman in 7th, DJ Burnham in 8th, David Flamia in 9th, Art Caruso 10th, and something mechanically happened to the 88 for Marcello Refrano coming off of turn 4 with 2 laps to go. That car suddenly slowed, and he's been able to coast it back around to the pit lane, but it seems like every couple of weeks that team has suffered some sort of mechanical issue.
If it wasn't for bad luck, they'd have no luck at all. We direct your attention to turn number 3 as the field comes onto the racetrack for round number 2. Second generation driver, the Kopech Auto and Truck Service machine from East Longmeadow, Massachusetts. His dad, Chris Kopech, is the owner, but Dylan Kopech sits behind the wheel of car number 16.
Outside of the front row, car number 33 from Wolcott, Connecticut, the Jarvis Brothers roofing entry for Michael Jarvis Jr.
Wheel and Engineering Mid-State Site Development brings us car number 31 from Canton, Connecticut for Noah Corner.
4th starter, car number 75 from right here in Stafford, the Monaco Ford sponsored entry for David Arute.
A Chassis Pro car starts 3 rows back to the inside. The Fowler Auto Wrecking Machine. Todd Owen owns the car from East Hampton, Connecticut, car 25 for Anthony Flannery.
Our newest winner in this division will start from 6, car number 5 from Millville, Massachusetts, the RJ's Plumbing and Heating Casella Waste sponsored car for RJ Marcotte.
In the 7th starting position, he's looking to be a 3-time champion. The Cookers Construction, number 81 from Somers, Connecticut, the tenacious one, Todd Owen.
And to the outside of that 4th row, starting in 8th, car number 27 from South Windsor, Connecticut, the CNC roofing car for John Sandberg.
Final row to the inside, position number 9. It is car number 96, the Brainerd Motorsports machine for the all-time veteran from Canton, Connecticut, Kurt Brainerd.
Kurt, a longtime veteran, to his outside, one of the newest competitors here in the SK Modifieds, also running in the SK Lights and last year's champion, car 18 from Griswold, Connecticut, the Pro Systems integration car for Tyler Berry.
So there you have it, same story here, 8 laps the distance, 7 cars to be among the transfer positions for the handicap as they head down the back straightaway. It is going to be another thriller. Following the conclusion of this event, we will move things right along as we will open up with our pre-race festivities presented by NAPA, welcoming you, the race fans, here at Stafford. Green is out.
And it's Dylan Kopech to lead the field into turn number 1. Michael Jarvis to his outside. Top 2, now 3 rows, still in their side-by-side formation, up the back straightaway, the outside lane, jumping out front, led by the 33 of Michael Jarvis.
2 Chassis Pro cars run nose to tail. David Arute is in the upper groove, and right there with him comes Todd Owen. Owen, remember, in less than a circuit, he started 7th. He's up to 4th. He's not done yet. David Arute now moves the Monaco Ford machine with plenty of giddy-up, Mustang style, as they come off the turn. David Arute is side by side, and Kopech. And look at the power assist by Todd Owen. Owen in the upper groove. You wouldn't know it, Kyle. You'd think he'd be a little more cautious, but he came to play, and he is playing hard here at Stafford.
For a win here later tonight, back looking for 2 and maybe even a championship along the way as he comes off of turn number 4, challenging for the runner-up position. Arute to the inside in the 75, Owen to the outside in the 81. All of this behind the race leader, Michael Jarvis, in the 33, and just ahead of Dylan Kopech in the 16, running in 4th.
As quickly as Todd Owen took over 2nd, he's already started to reel in on the back bumper of Michael Jarvis. Jarvis had been to victory once. His dad and his uncle have been huge supporters. Watch Todd Owen. Comes off the turn like a rocket in that Chassis Pro car, down into turn number 3. Meanwhile, it is a good battle between Anthony Flannery, who is all over the back bumper of Dylan Kopech. Back up front. Watch Owen's car. When he steps on the gas, they call that forward bite, and he has a ton of it. Can reel in on the back bumper of Jarvis. Meanwhile, still battling, Kyle. Look at that battle for that 5th spot.
David Arute 3rd, Kopech 4th, Flannery in 5th, and now Arute gets clipped in turn number 1. Nice save. Kopech is able to get to his inside after the contact and take that 3rd position away. Flannery to 4th. Arute in 5th and finds a little bit more contact from corner, trying to work his way into the top 5 in car 31 with the white flag out, 1 lap to go.
David Arute pulled off perhaps the Timex timely move of that event. He was completely sideways when Kopech was right there to the inside, made contact, but it was David Arute who saved himself as they come off turn number 4, and it is Michael Jarvis to take down the victory. Todd Owen in the comfort zone in 2nd, Dylan Kopech for 3rd. Anthony Flannery for the 4th spot. What a comeback and a save by David Arute to finish in position number 5.
Noah Corner will finish in the 6th spot. Then it's R.J. Marcotte in 7th, Tyler Berry 8th, John Sandberg 9th, Kurt Brainerd rounding out the top 10 in our 2nd and final heat race of the evening. Again, a big welcome to NAPA Championship Night here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Opening ceremonies and the feature events are coming up next.
Gearing up for our final Friday night of competition here at the Stafford Motor Speedway.
It all comes to an end tonight. It's NAPA Auto Parts Championship Night.
Win number 1 in 2023 for Todd Owen.
Todd Owen has done it, back in winning form here at Stafford.
Todd Owen has a big enough points lead.